Alright, there is a new Linux kit on the block called Tanglu Linux based off Debian. Of course the question is it any good? I don't have a clue. Let's find out. Okay, I'm running this in a virtual box just off the ice, so I decided not to install it. This will be just a quick look at Tanglu Linux. There are two versions, I believe. Gnome, the Gnome edition of what you see here, and I believe there is a KDE edition of this. Keep in mind before I begin that this is a beta 2, so this may have some bugs. Alright, well let's see. This let's hit the super key on this. Alright, let's go to Firefox. And let's find out briefly, if it'll work, there we go, what this is all about. Now, this is a beta. It's new, so if there are some glitches and bugs, I understand that. This may or may not be stable. If it is stable, great. If not, I completely understand. This is just something new, just a quick look at something I have never heard of. Alright, well let's go ahead and search it, shall we? Tanglu. Alright, the Tanglu Open Project. Let's see what this is all about. Alright, Tanglu, made for you. Why, thank you. Alright, let's see. A GNU Linux distribution based on Debian, designed for human beings. Alright, I'm sorry, that is completely unacceptable. I prefer my Linux distributions designed for cows, because I just don't think farm animals are getting a fair shake. Can you imagine if Windows 9 came out and Microsoft said this is the first Windows designed for human beings? So what were the previous ones designed for? Alright, I'm just making fun here, of course. Let's go to frequently asked questions. Just a quick look. Okay, what is Tanglu Linux? Tanglu is a GNU Linux operating system which aims to provide the best desktop experience for regular users and enthusiasts. So could that mean maybe for newbies? Maybe. Alright, what does the name Tanglu mean? Finally, a catchy name is by no means an easy job. Well, it's definitely different. Of course, Tanglu is based off of Kung Fu. No, it's not. I'm just kidding. Needs to be easy to remember. Maybe a unique name used nowhere. Okay, nice sounding in English, German, and Brazilian Portuguese. The word evolved out of the words tangerine and igloo. Okay. Let's see if it works. How about that? Let's get out of this. Okay, this is your standard GNOME shell or GNOME 3. Now, I've taken a look at several KDE distributions in the past. That's why I'm looking at the GNOME variety of this. If you want me to take a look at KDE of this, let me know. I might take a look at it. Okay, right click. I think you can. Yes. Settings. And let's see what we have here. Now this has not been installed again, so this may not run at full speed. Let's see, anything sticks out here? Not really. The standard control center if you are coming from Windows. Let's see, from right to left. Okay, your volume. User settings. This is probably shut off. Yep, we'll go cancel. Let's try it again. Lock the screen. This is probably the settings again. Yep. Okay, and as usual with GNOME Shell GNOME 3, right-clicking on the panel here, rather, doesn't do anything. This is why I still like distributions like Linux Mint, Mate, and something like Ubuntu. Time and date, and I believe you can change the format of this. Yep, we'll go to AM, PM. Okay, looks good. Activities. Okay, you may have seen this before if you've messed around with this type of desktop environment. One of the latest polls from last year, they asked Linux users a bunch of things, and I believe this was voted the worst idea coming out of the Linux world. I don't think it deserves that. It looks cool, it's slick. It's not one of my favorites. I still prefer Ubuntu Unity and Linux Mint and stuff like that. But let's take a look at this and see what we have. Of course, you can search here for anything that you want. Music. It'll bring up everything related to music. You have different workspaces here. So for example, Rhythm Box. And then we can go into a different workspace, or you can just hit the super key, which is what I like. Go to another workspace here. And this, I believe, is Shotwell. Yep, import your photos. We can hit the super key again. You can, toggle back and forth between workspaces. This is, friendly enough. Let's go to, let's get out of that. And let's see. Let's click that. Go to, this is probably all applications. You can toggle up and down. What is missing here that I wish this had was some kind of a filter, between multimedia, internet, and stuff like that. It's not that difficult. It looks fine, but I don't know. That's something that I believe is missing. Let's take a look at something else. You know what? Let's take a look at the installer. All right, language, English, forward. Now, I will not install this. I just want to see if this is easy. Forward, username. Well, this seems simple enough. Let's just type in test. Password is simple password, blah blah blah. Oh, host name, okay. TEST test. Forward. No part do you want to install. Okay, this appears to have a automatic installer, so we'll just go ahead and go back and get out of this. Quit. Okay, let's take a look at one more thing here. Again, I like to tap the super key personally. Let's see, any piece of software that sticks out. Actually, yes, VLC is not installed by default, and it should be. That is one of the best media players for both Linux and Windows, and I do not see it. Let's say we wanted to install it. Synaptic Package Manager anywhere? Let's try it. Don't see that. How about a tweak tool? Wow, not even that, huh? Software update, updater. Yeah, but it's not giving me the option to install specific software. Well, this is certainly stable for a beta 2, I believe, so kudos to the team at Tanglu, running fairly fast in a virtual box for a beta, so I will give them credit for that. Not having the ability to install extra pieces of software, such as the Synaptic Package Manager, it's kind of unusual. I don't see it unless I'm missing it, but of course you would just type it in, it's not there. So, and it does not seem to have any kind of something like an Ubuntu Software Center. So I would say probably this is definitely not for newbies, at least not out of the box. I don't see it. This is, again, this is just a beta 2. This may change with the final product, so it is stable, which is always a good thing, I suppose, no matter what you are testing. But for beginners right now, nah, I can't really see that right now. And that's it for this review. 2 quick reminders. Make sure you vote for the best desktop environment for Linux. And if you have recently bought a new piece of technology, computer, wireless router, smartphone, why not tell us about it? Maybe share it with us, and maybe we can learn something off of you. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and as always, I will catch all of you sometime in the future.